Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast, brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVRealtor.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Thank you so much for listening to the John and Heidi Show on a Tuesday. You know, Tuesday is always a good day because you learn stuff from Charlie.
My daddy.
Tuesdays with Charlie. But I'm gonna teach you some stuff on my own right now.
All right.
I want to get in on the act. So, did you know, Heidi, that you cannot kill yourself by holding your own breath?
Yes. Because you'll pass out first and then you'll start breathing
again. Yeah.
Yes, I did know that.
Did you know that December 12th, 2012 was the last repetitive date that we will ever see in our lifetime? 12-12-12. It's never going to happen again.
Yeah. I wasn't thinking about it.
Because the next one will be 01-01-01, and nobody that's alive today will most likely be alive in the next 01. So chances are we saw our last repetitive day.
Ah.
How about this? Did you know a study from the University of Nebraska says telemarketers are likely to permanently lose their voice way more than any other profession?
Really?
Yeah. So there you go. Next time you're on a phone with a telemarketer that's being mean to you, just keep that in mind. So you're going to lose your voice one of these days. So there. I said no 4 times. Wasn't the rule 3? All right. Coming up, we've got a thing from the National Geographic Channel we're going to share. It's on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Get razors for $1 a month plus a few bucks shipping, so you can enjoy fresh razors every month for as little as $3. Learn more at dollarshaveclub.com/radio.
National Geographic Channel and Kelton Research found that most expect some sort of catastrophe is going to hit the U.S. in the next 25 years. So that's a pretty long span of time.
Well, yeah, I mean, something bad is going to happen in that amount of time. Those are pretty good odds.
So they're saying the results are, the number one answer was earthquakes. 64% think we're going to have a big earthquake. Hurricanes came in at 63%. Terrorism came in at 55%. The most feared, by the way, followed by financial collapse at 51%. Significant blackout, 37% think we're going to lose power in a big chunk of the country in the next 25 years. Some sort of pandemic, 29%. Nuclear fallout, 14% are concerned of that. Looking ahead just 20 years, 62% believe a major catastrophe will hit the world on a global basis. And most, meaning 71%, think it will be in the act of God rather than some man-made category. So some huge thing, that's not man-made. So there you go.
71%, that's a big number.
Mm-hmm. We'll have something much more positive to share in a moment, I promise you. A great way to get things rolling. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RVRealtor.com. If you want to buy or sell an RV, go to RVRealtor.com. List your RV for free. Learn more at RVRealtor.com.
You know it's true because you heard it on the radio. Listen to this. Fix your teeth, then you can marry my daughter. How would you like to be told that? In Isle of Wight, England, 32-year-old Gordon Taylor had his heart set on marrying 26-year-old Sarah Lewis. The only problem was Sarah was the daughter of a dentist. And Gordon, well, he didn't exactly have oral hygiene down to a science. And her father, Dr. Lewis Phillips, said, "You can marry my daughter, but not until you fix your teeth." Sarah's mother, Joy, added, "Gordon is a lovely chap, but he has awful teeth. Really awful teeth." You say that.
I could see that.
You got a good British accent.
No, we don't need to do that.
But
I could see them saying, especially if he has the profession, he's able to do it for him. I could see him saying, "I want to help you. Let's get that fixed." And I could see that. Well, I think that's fine.
Gordon has agreed to have all the necessary fillings, caps, and surgeries needed to have that perfect smile. Sarah said, "I will always love him regardless, but I know the finished look will certainly please him as well as my family and friends."
Absolutely it will.
So she's saying, you know what? I love him no matter what. He can have a mouthful of Tic Tacs, and he's beautiful to me. But the good news is my daddy wants to make his smile look pretty too.
And if his dad's willing to do it, hey,
it doesn't say in here that Dad's doing it for free. He doesn't say that at all. I'm not sure how that works out. So, can you please just say awful teeth and do something in your British accent?
No.
You do such a good one.
It's too early.
You need some more coffee. You're kind of owly today.
Yeah,
your problem is. All right, there you go. That happened over in England in a town with quite a neat name, Isle of Wight.
There are lots of neat
Isle
named
of Wight,
towns
England.
in England.
There you go. We'll have to go there sometime. Have to check out that dude with a pretty smile. Then you know it's true because you heard it on the radio.
The John and Heidi Show is brought to you in part by the Keystone Treatment Center.
This is your brain, and this is your brain on drugs. We share silly stories here on the program, but addiction is no joke. If you or someone you know suffers with an addiction to drugs or alcohol, make today the day you seek help.
Call toll-free 844-204-1055.
That's a toll-free number. Again?
844-204-1055.
And this is your brain on drugs. Heidi, is it possible to be too drunk to be considered drunk?
I don't believe so, no.
A man in Moss, Norway sure hopes so. He admitted to drunk driving, and he was acquitted because he was too drunk when he signed the confession. It was
I see.
6 hours after his arrest. He retracted the confession after he sobered up. His lawyer argued that since drunk people can't sign confessions, the confession had to be thrown out. And he was acquitted because there was no other evidence against him, only his confession that he signed while he was intoxicated.
That's a no-brainer.
Well, they should have done a blood test or breath test or
right,
something.
if there was a blood test.
But when they pulled him over, they're like, have you been drinking? Yep, I've been drinking all night. I'm so glad you caught me. Where do I sign here? Let me sign something. A thumbprint? What do you need me to pee on that thing? What do I do? I'm not sure. So anyway, yeah, he got off. And again, that was in Norway. Don't know that would work here necessarily because I'm pretty...
Here they would get your blood and
I'm not exactly sure.
breathalyzer.
All I know is... I'm not sure whose brain was on drugs on that thing, but there you go. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Keystone Treatment Center. Addiction is no laughing matter. Call Keystone Treatment Center toll-free at 1-844-204-1055.
23-year-old Jose Quincione of Colorado Springs, Colorado, has been walking around for 2.5 months without the right side of his skull.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was removed during a surgery, and they can't put it back on until, get this, until two state agencies that are arguing over which one should pay for it finally figured out who's going to pay for it.
Oh, my gosh, are you kidding me? This poor man.
There's two agencies arguing over the money, and Joe is walking around with half of his head
Put
gone.
it back on, and they can sort out the bill later.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking, too. In the meantime, he's been walking around wearing, I'm not even kidding, wearing a helmet. He's unable to drive. He's unable to work. And apparently this is not an uncommon problem. A 22-year-old named Brianna Lane of Utah had to wait 4 months for half of her skull to be put back on.
Oh, my gosh. This is here in the United States?
Yeah, the same thing. Benefit providers argue over who has to pay to have it back
that
on.
I would
they're doing a brain
sue.
surgery, and they pop the top of the old brain off, the skull, and then they fix what's in there, and they're going, well, it doesn't really provide to put it back on. So it sounds to me like the benefit providers are the ones missing half their brains.
Wow.
His brain is all there. It's part of his skull that's missing. So he's got to walk around wearing a helmet.
That would be very dangerous.
2.5 months right now. Like I said, the other young lady from Utah, she had to wait 4 months. So this is crazy.
Oh, man.
All right. Coming up, we have your scoop of the day. That's on the way.
The Scoop of the Day is brought to you by Wells Blue Bunny. If you want delicious ice cream, be sure to look for the Blue Bunny. Sure to have your favorite flavors. Learn more at bluebunny.com.
Now, your scoop of the day. The smoking rate for American adults has continued to tumble. That's good news. According to a new report, the national smoking rate stands at 17% this year, a drop from 18% in 2013. Other demographic trends were released in the report. Multiracial people have the highest smoking rates at 26.8%, with those Native American ancestry close behind at 26.1%, and more than 29% of smokers are below the poverty line. So, again, every once in a while we talk about smoking. I always talk about, helping you quit because I think it's important. It killed my dad. It killed Heidi's grandpa. It's not good. So if you would like some help quitting, there are a lot of people out there that would love to help you do that. A new study indicates that while students are getting more food on their trays, food waste at schools has increased. Guess what percentage, Heidi?
Oh, probably by 50%.
Over 56%.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's more. Nuts. There's some more food on the plate, but they don't like any of it, so they're not going to eat it.
Eat this. It's healthy. And you're like, I don't
Our
want
daughter
that.
takes cold lunch every day because she's like, I don't even want it. It's disgusting.
According to a study, and I don't think it's disgusting, but then again, I haven't eaten out of school lately. I used to love school lunch.
Yeah, when we were kids, school lunch was amazing. It's different now, John.
We'll have to go. Let's go one of these days and try it out. According to a study, nearly $100 billion per year goes to treat health problems of people who are overweight. So I probably fit in that category. So, Hey, here's another category that I soon will probably fall into. According to the World's Alzheimer Report, more than 35 million people around the world are living with Alzheimer's right now and other types of dementia. That number is expected to grow as the population gets older. My grandmother, we just saw her not too long ago, and it was really sad because she had no clue what was going on.
It is sad.
And I love my grandmother dearly. And it's anyone that has experienced Alzheimer's and dementia up close, you understand that is just terrible. German automaker Volkswagen, they lost some dough ever since the old auto emissions
I was
scandal.
reading about that.
$18 billion.
Yikes.
That's. You might want to look between the seats and see if it's down there. I'm not sure where it is. It's a lot of money to lose. It's a big deal. A new study says millennials, you know who that is, right? Mm-hmm. They're the youngsters out there. They say millennials are more likely to get into reading books than the older generation, but the study finds that they feel that they are too cool for libraries. So that's good news for people who sell books because, they don't want to rent a book. They want to buy it. 88% of Americans younger than 30 said they read at least one book in the last year, compared to 79% of those over the age of 30. So 88% of youngsters, 79% of people over 30. However, the same group said libraries were not, and I quote, essential in their communities. What? Libraries are awesome. And this attitude is contributing to the trend of Americans actually purchasing books instead of borrowing books.
Okay, but now let's think about that. When was the last time you've been to the library?
About a year and a half ago.
Yeah.
So it has been a while.
So, yeah.
But it's not because, here's the thing, I haven't had time to read lately either. So ask me the last time I read a book.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I love our libraries, but more and more people are just not going to them.
And here's the thing, I think if they had a digital library, that would make a lot of sense. And I know there are people out there that have things like that. But if there was a way that I could click on and read the books I want online, I think people would do that. So I don't know. Maybe they need to come up with something like that. All right, the food in the famous painting of the Last Supper has grown by biblical proportions over the last millennium. Using a computer, researchers compared the size of the food to the size of the heads of the painting of the disciples. Now, this, again, it wasn't a snapshot. This was a painting. And they say art imitates life. If that's the case, we're in trouble. Researchers conclude the size of the main dish grew 69%. The size of the plate grew 66%. The size of the bread grew 23% between the years 1000 and 2000. So they're saying that our food and our plates and all of our stuff is getting bigger.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe that's why our bellies are also getting bigger.
Exactly.
You ever think of that? I remember reading a thing that said if you want to eat less, use smaller plates. And I tried that. I had like 18 small plates on the table. I was eating. I'm like, oh, this is really difficult, though. All right. I didn't really have 18. I'm teasing. All right. Let's move on with something important. Our strange law. In Richmond, Virginia, it is illegal to flip a coin in any establishment to determine who buys coffee.
Really?
So if you want to know, you do it before you get in there. You don't do that once you get in. You're in trouble if you do. All right. We have Tuesdays with Charlie on the way. Thanks for joining us on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by RoughToughKennels.com. Dog kennels and accessories sent to your front door wherever you live. Your dog deserves it. Learn more at RoughToughKennels.com.
Thank you so much for listening on a Tuesday. It's time right now for one of my favorite things we do all week long. We pick up the telephone and we call my father-in-law for a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie. How you doing, Charlie?
Well, every time I get this call, I know one thing. It's Tuesday.
It is always Tuesday, yes.
That means Nasty Monday's out of the way already.
That's right.
We like that part.
A few days closer to the weekend.
And
close to the weekend, it's just starting, you idiot.
So we're a few days closer.
So what kind of stuff are we going to learn about this week, Charlie?
Hey, did you know that Illinois has the highest number of personalized license plates than any other state?
I did not know that. That's cool. Illinois has them, huh?
The good old state of Illinois, home of the Chicago Bears.
And you have personalized license plates. What do yours say?
The Bears.
The Bears.
I should live in Illinois.
Yes, you should.
Taylor's already told us that she wants personalized license plates when she gets her car, and guess what she wants her plates to say?
Grandpa?
Susie.
Susie?
Susie.
The nickname
There
you gave
you go.
Her. Yeah.
There you go. That's the only thing we know her by.
There you go. Taylor who?
Hey, then, did you know that every U.S. president has worn glasses?
I did know that.
Some of them just not in public, but they wore them.
Yeah, I did know that.
I did not know that.
Well, that's why you listen to my show.
That's
because
right.
You learn
We
stuff.
learn stuff.
We learn lots of good stuff.
Very important stuff. Hey, you ever play the Pac-Man game?
I have.
How many dots are on there?
Oh, how many dots?
247.
You're close.
How many?
Did you just take a stab at that?
I closed my eyes and thought for a second. I counted 247.
Pretty good. 240.
Well, see, I was probably counting all the ghosts and the Pac-Man himself.
You know the Michelin Tire Man.
I do, yeah.
Do you know what he's known as?
The Michelin Tire Man.
What is his name?
The Michelin Tire Man.
No, it's Mr. Bibb.
Mr. what?
Bibb.
B-I-B? Bib?
B-I-B.
Well, that's weird.
Mr.
His real
Bibb.
name is Bibbendum.
Okay.
Bibendum.
Well, I'll tell you what, you got the D-U-M part right. That's not smart at all. Why not call him the Tire Man?
Well, because this dates clear back to 1896.
Oh, no kidding?
Yep. Huh. I didn't know he'd been around that long.
Me either.
That explains why, because I always wondered why he was, if you look at the tires on him, they're very narrow. Back in the day, they had very narrow tires, so that's probably why.
That is right.
Tires are a lot wider now, you know.
Yeah. If you used to take a taxi cab from New York to Los Angeles, it cost you roughly about $8,400.
That would be quite the drive. Then they'd have to pick up another fare to take somebody back for that same amount.
There you go. They'd have to have my can along with them. I'll tell you that right now. Then did you know that anteaters, you know what they are?
I do.
They prefer termites to ants.
So why don't they call them termite eaters then?
Well, I don't know. I call them an anteater.
There you go.
Hey, do you know what they call a castrated male reindeer?
Rudolph?
I would say in pain, but they call him a bull.
Really?
How can you call it a bull when you don't have anything?
I don't know. Well, there you go. Now I know.
Huh.
Hey, then I got one last thing here for you.
What's that?
You know, Adolf Hitler was a vegetarian?
I did know that.
Yes.
Did you also know he only had one testicle?
I did
No.
not. I didn't know him that
I
well.
know that either, did you? I think that's come from eating all them fruits and berries and stuff like that.
I did not know that.
Huh. Well, now we know. I don't know what I'm going to do with that information exactly.
Put that away in your old Funkin' Wagnalls.
There you go. Okay. Hey, are you ready for your question, Charlie?
Yes, I am.
All right, your question is, in 1976, the first 8 Jelly Belly flavors were launched. What were the first 8 flavors of Jelly Belly jelly beans, Charlie?
Jelly Belly jelly beans.
Yeah.
You had to have, do I name by color or what?
Well, but the flavors, there were different flavors.
Red licorice,
Licorice is one.
cherry,
Cherry's another one.
lemon,
Lemon is one.
lime.
I don't see lime on the list here. No.
Well, what do they got for green ones?
Green apple was the green one.
Apple.
Really?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
What are some others that you can think of?
I said cherry, right?
Yeah, you said cherry.
How about blueberry?
No. You want me to read them for you?
Yeah.
All right.
That'll
Orange.
save a lot of time.
Yeah, I'm just trying to save a little time here. Orange, green apple, root beer. Then you got this one, very cherry. You just said cherry, but I gave you that. Lemon you got. Cream soda, grape,
Really?
and then you also got licorice. So you got like 3 out of 8. That's not bad.
That's about intelligence to me.
I'm
3
saying
out of
that's
8.
That's about 2 more than I thought you were going to get. So I thought you were going to start guessing beer flavors. Is there a Schlitz?
Well, hey, you had root beer in there.
Yeah, kind of. All right, Charlie. Always good to chat with you. Thank you so much for taking the call.
We'll talk to you next Tuesday, because then I know it'll be Tuesday when I talk to you.
We'll talk to you as long as you continue to accept the collect calls.
Well, it's running thin, so we'll have to make her quick.
Okay.
Bye, Daddy.
Bye, Fluff. Bye, John.
Bye-bye. My father-in-law right there. We talk to him every single Tuesday just because we can with a little program we like to call Tuesdays with Charlie.
This portion of the program is brought to you by CarsForSale.com. If you're in the market to buy a car, truck, or van, find thousands of vehicles to choose from at CarsForSale.com.
Today is a very special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
Thought you'd never ask. It's Tuesday, October the 6th, and I'm going to read through all of these, and then I'm going to ask you to tell me which one you think I'm going to celebrate. All right?
Okay.
Ecological Debt Day, Jackie Mayer Rehab Day, Mad Hatter Day, and American Libraries Day.
Mad Hatter Day.
Yes. That's awesome, Mad Hatter. I was actually the voice of the Mad Hatter in an audiobook, which was really cool. And it wasn't called Mad Hatter. In the audiobook that I was recording for, my character was just called Hatter. So if you ever come across one of those, I don't know where they even sold them. I don't know if they ever sold any of them. Maybe they didn't sell any. But it was fun. So here's how I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate American Libraries Day and Mad Hatter Day all at once. I'm going to go to the library and check out Alice in Wonderland. How does that sound?
There you go. Sounds amazing.
Or maybe the audio version. That's probably what I'll do. Coming up here in a bit, we're going to talk about texting and how it's making us bad spellers. Yeah, it's on the way. Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show on this Tuesday, the 6th day of October.
This portion of the program is brought to you by StoneGroupArchitects.com. It's more than a building. It's design and function working together. Check out the project portfolio at StoneGroupArchitects.com.
Do you like to text people, Heidi?
I do. I prefer to text over talk on the phone.
I do not. I do not like to text at all, ever, unless I absolutely have to. Will I ever respond that way? If somebody texts me, I'll call them back. Drives them nuts, but I'm like, I don't like to text. I just don't. Well, good news, parents. University of Alberta psychology professor Connie Vargan has determined that texting does not make your kids bad spellers. Here's her proof. A comparison made of text messages among 40 Canadian students aged 12 to 17 and a spelling test. The study showed that good spellers maintained their spelling ability even if the text words on their mobile phones were abbreviated. Ironically, those who were poor spellers to begin with also made bad spelling errors in their text messages, too. One example was the acronym ROTFL. You know what that means?
What does that mean?
Rolling on the floor laughing. Poor spellers often misspell that in various ways. The most common, instead of rolling on the floor, ROTFL, they put RATFL. Rolling at the floor laughing? Rolling around on the floor? I'm not exactly sure what the A is for. Anyway, they're saying if you're a good speller going in, you're probably going to be a good speller while you're texting. But if you're a bad speller on your spelling test, you're going to be a bad speller while texting as well. They're saying that texting itself does not make you a bad speller.
All right.
But everything else in life probably does. So the fact that my computer corrects everything when I type it, whether I'm typing in a Word document, it underlines it and corrects it for me. Like right here, look at this. Look how many things are highlighted in red over here. Mm-hmm. Because they were trying to spell things funky in this story. All that stuff is spelled wrong, and it questions it. It makes it so you don't really have to know. Or if you Google something, it says, did you mean this? So I think that's what's making us bad spellers. We don't have to know how to spell.
But you know what? You have no excuse because you didn't grow up with this technology.
Just saying.
You should have already been a good speller.
Give me
because
the
you
opportunity.
paid attention at school.
I did. Have you met me? All right. Coming up, we've got some fun stuff from Germany heading your way in a bit.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV, 1-800-259-7646. Also brought to you by RVWheelator.com. If you're buying an RV or selling an RV, check out RVWheelator.com and the Dollar Shave Club. Here's John and Heidi.
Interesting story from a little country called Germany. Police there scrambled into action after a man reported receiving a package filled with poison. Came from the United States. It was marked gift, G-I-F-T. The problem, in German, gift does not mean a free package given out of love. To Germans, G-I-F-T is the word for poison.
Oh, no.
So because somebody here in the States decided to send somebody there overseas a beautiful gift, experts in chemical and biological hazards were called in to check it out. The alert was called off when it dawned on somebody that...
Wait a minute.
The word on the package is in English. Everything else is in English. It was just a poster on the inside.
Gracious.
Maybe it was a poster of the band Poison. I have no idea. But
Could
it was not poison. It was just a gift. It said gift, and it was a poster. There you go. Coming up, have an artful idea for you on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by GunUp.com. If you're a gun lover, you'll be in heaven at GunUp.com. Built by experienced military veterans, shooting sports competitors, and publishing professionals. They have awesome stories and articles that are read by millions of gun enthusiasts. Check it out at GunUp.com.
Heidi, do you like artwork?
Some.
What would you say is your favorite kind of artwork?
Abstract.
Abstract. So like when you look at it, you kind of have to go, what does that mean to me?
I like the shapes and the...
Fun stuff?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, take a listen to this artful idea. You might be able to buy art at a vending machine. There's some There's some vending machines that you might want to keep an eye out for. Don't be disrespectful because these things are not filled with peanuts and chocolate and fizzy sodas. No, they're full of art that's pleasing to the eye. Vending machines are dispensing many works of art. They're selling out in many places. Almost 200 artists from 7 countries have taken part in this project. The vending machines are found in galleries and museums, cafes, and bookshops. They're actually old cigarette machines, but now they dispense artwork instead. I've actually seen one of these. We were on vacation in Las Vegas, and they had one at the, what was the place? The where they had the secret pizza. What's the name of that place? Cosmopolitan.
Oh.
They had one in there.
Oh, I didn't
And they had little things of art. Because I remember looking at it, I was like, well, that's kind of neat. And it's an old cigarette machine. Now they dispense art instead. So
just like cigarette pack size?
Yeah, so tiny little works of
art.
art.
What would you do with that?
Well, I don't know. Put it in your wallet? Sit it on your desk? It depends on what you want. And there's a bunch of different choices. So,
interesting.
So quit mocking me.
I'm not mocking you. I'm just saying, where would you put it? It's not like you're going to
I don't know.
mat it and put it on your wall.
You could. You need a lot of those.
You need a very tiny space.
Come into my efficiency apartment. Look at that beautiful artwork. Coming up, we're going to talk about a way for you to save energy. It's on the way on the John and Heidi Show.
This portion of the program is brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. You can get razors sent to your door each month for just $1, plus a couple of bucks shipping. It's an amazing deal. Log on to dollarshaveclub.com/radio to learn more. That's dollarshaveclub.com/radio. Now, back to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
If you'd like to save energy, Heidi, you're supposed to swing your arms. Whoa, hey, don't be swinging at me. That's not what I'm talking about, lady. I don't know why we need to know this, but swinging your arms while walking saves energy, and it's good for your legs. Somebody did a study on this. The result of a study to find out why humans naturally swing their arms instead of holding them still while walking. First of all, have you seen somebody do that, holding their arms still while walking, like straight down to their sides?
Well, no, because it's not natural. You don't do that naturally.
It's kind of weird. Like, I put my hands in my pockets once while I was walking, and even that was weird. I was like, wow, that's really kind of weird. Anyway, scientists say 12% more energy is used when you're not swinging your arms. So if you keep them still, you're using more energy. The natural swing motion gives you a slight bounce to the body, which softens the impact that walking has on your legs. Researchers also say the test subjects walked with a swing where the same people with the arms down to the side, you swing your arms in unison with your legs, and that turned out to be more taxing if you had your arms straight down to your sides. So, anyway, the study concluded humans develop arm swinging while walking because it makes walking easier and it saves energy. So that's what they discovered, and they said, so why do we do it? And they're like, probably because of what we discovered. Because it makes walking easier.
Alrighty.
And it saves us energy. That's why we do it. So there you go. Now,
fascinating.
It makes me think of an episode of Seinfeld where there was a lady on there that walked with her arms straight down to her side. And they made fun of her the way that she walked. Imagine that on Seinfeld, making fun of her. But yeah, it made me think of that. Coming up, we've got some good news to share, and this is such a sweet story. It's coming your way, and this could be made into a movie. I really think it could. It's on the way.
This portion of the program is brought to you by DirecTV. Call 1-800-259-7646. They have hundreds of channels to choose from, with many packages to fit your viewing desires. Learn more at 1-800-259-7646.
We always like to end the program with something nice, some
yes,
good
we
news.
Do. Yes.
And it's really hard for me to say that it's good news because there are two people that die in this story.
Oh.
But take a listen to this, such a sweet, wonderful, I hope I go this way kind of story. This could literally be made into a movie. A Georgia couple's romantic love story, which started back when they were in high school, is one for the history books. According to ABC News, Jimmy and JoJo McLaughlin of Savannah, Georgia, shocked friends when they just recently celebrated their 60th wedding anniversary, which is really cool. And the very next day, JoJo passed away. And that very same day, with a few hours in between, Jimmy passed away as well.
Aww.
So it was the day after their 60th wedding anniversary. Relatives of the couple said they believed Jimmy just couldn't bear to live without his wife. So he went to heaven to be with her again after she died. The high school sweethearts were married in September of 1955 when they were both just 18 years young. And they lived all the way through for 60 years together, did all kinds of cool things. And then when she passed away, he did too, the same very same day.
That's really sweet.
What is that? What movie does that remind you of?
Notebook.
Exactly. I knew you were going to say that.
Which you have made me watch more times than I can count.
I'm losing man points just admitting this, but I do love that movie. I really do. It was just such a neat... And I think part of it is because my grandmother had Alzheimer's, so I related instantly to, she would have good days and bad days. Yeah. So that was part of what it was. But I also just loved the story of these two people that, loved each other so much that, if you've never seen The Notebook, we probably just ruined part of it for you. But just the way it ended was really a cool thing. Trying to save, just in case there is anybody that wants to go see that. But what a cool story. If you'd like to read this story, we've got it on our Facebook page, facebook.com/John and Heidi Show. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great day. We'll talk to you again on Wednesday, so be sure to join us for another edition of the John and Heidi Show.
Time now for the bonus break, only available here on the John and Heidi Show podcast.
The bonus break is brought to you, as usual, by our good friends at the Dollar Shave Club, and they're going to be our sponsor until they tell us to quit.
Which may happen sooner rather than later.
Cease and desist letter. What? Came with my razors this month. If you'd like to sign up to become a subscriber to their awesome program for as little as $3 a month, they'll bring razors right to you. And, some of the goofy things I've said over the last couple of months, I've said, for a little bit more, they'll come and shave you. They won't really do that. So that's the CEO, I promise, for the right amount. He would come and shave you. I'm sure he would. You'd have to work that out with him. But until they tell us to quit, they are the sponsor. DollarShaveClub.com/radio. Go check them out. Got two things. You get to choose, and we're going to do just one of these, Heidi. Do you want some web heads? Do you know what a web head is?
I do not.
It's a signature that you put after your email. I don't know why they call them web heads. Anyway, it's a little signature that goes under your email. So I've got some of those, some real ones. And then the other thing I have is ways to keep from losing your mind. Which one of those do you want to hear?
How about ways to keep from losing your mind?
All right. That'll be our bonus break for today. And thank you, by the way, to everybody that's been sending stuff in. If you've got something to send for the bonus break, something that you think would be a really fun thing for us to share, send it to us. Send it to us at johnandheidishow.com. All right. Here are some ways to keep from losing your mind. Number one, focus on listening more and talking less. It says listening requires greater concentration. Did you know that?
I did.
You're really good at that.
I am good at listening. I'm good at tuning people out, but I'm quietly at least giving off the impression that I'm listening.
A smile and a nod. Am I good at listening, Heidi?
No.
Guess she'll tell me.
Not to me, anyway.
Here's the funny thing. I'll do something. She's like, why'd you do that? I told you not to. I'm like, why'd you tell me not to? She's like, you were just sitting right there. I told you not to do that. I'm like, oh, I didn't hear that. All right, number two, avoid hanging around negative people. Thinking positive stimulates your brain as well as brightens your day. So steer clear of the negative Nellies out there. And if your name is Nellie, it's just a coincidence that I mentioned that. Next, how to keep from losing your mind. Number three, stick to a healthy diet of protein foods, veggies, and fruits. Gives your brain more power. So far, I'm striking out on this. Number four, avoid high-fat foods. Fat clogs your arteries. That supplies blood to your brain, so steer clear of that. Number five, take vitamins, especially vitamin E, zinc, and ginkgo biloba. Some tests show that this can help aging and memory, can help you while you're aging and help with memory. Next thing on the list of how to keep from losing your mind. Read, and did I mention read? Also do crossword puzzles. It's exercise for your brain, and it really does work.
I love to read, and I do like crossword puzzles. I hardly ever do them, but
yeah,
I do like them.
I haven't done a crossword puzzle in a long time. Number 6 on the list of how to keep from losing your mind. No, number 7, I guess it is. Avoid excessive alcohol.
Why are you looking at me?
I don't know. It says too much alcohol could result in loss of brain cells.
You know what? There are plenty of things in my life I'd like to forget anyway. So
number 8 on the list, plan activities with others. Socializing offsets brain's laziness. So get out there and have fun with other people, because that way, they have something unexpected that they say that makes your brain think, and it's a good thing. Be with others. Number 9, avoid unnecessary medication. Losing weight, lowering blood pressure, high cholesterol, all those things can be achieved through diet and exercise instead of drugs. Learn the side effects of medication that you're taking. Some types of sleep aids may cause memory loss. And the last thing on the list of how to keep from losing your mind, maintain a daily exercise and workout schedule.
That is something I would like us to do.
It improves your
went
circulation.
As far as bringing a gym bag with us,
so I got
and
that
it's
far.
Been sitting on the floor for days.
There is a gym that I have a membership to for free within walking distance. I don't even have to go outside to get to this gym. And I've not used it once yet. So who do I blame? Me.
Yeah.
But those are some things you can do to stop from going insane or whatever it was. I already deleted it, so I don't remember what it was. But thank you very much for sending that. If you've got a fun little thing to share for our bonus break, you can send it to us. Send it to us at johnandheidishow.com. Now, that comes directly to us. It doesn't go to some mailroom somewhere where they read it and decide who gets what. We read every single bit of those ourselves because that's how low on the totem pole we are. I'm sure you think by listening to this program we have a huge staff of people that do all of this stuff for us, but believe it or not, we answer our own phones even. I vacuumed the office myself yesterday.
You did, and I was very impressed.
Anyway, if you do have something, send it to us. Again, us at johnandheidishow.com. Thanks for listening to our bonus break, brought to you by the Dollar Shave Club. Learn more on this site, dollarshaveclub.com/radio.